Peace to everybody, back with another video. This is why you should think twice before sharing your Blackout Tuesday post on Instagram. Now, as you can see here in the picture up here, this is Black Lives Matter, okay? Now, the real truth about Black Lives Matter, it was hijacked by George Soros, literally. He hijacked Black Lives Matter, and he's been funding them for a very long time by spending millions of dollars on them, paying them to go do all these crimes in all cities all over the place. Now, let's get to the other part. If you logged onto social media today, you probably have come across something called Blackout Tuesday, in which black squares are shared on Instagram in an attempt to express solidarity with those protesting the murder of George Floyd. Well, I'm going to tell you this right now about George Floyd. That's a false flag too. Okay, it is. It's a false flag too. Because Hillary Clinton, she was supposed to have a conference call today to the court, and she didn't. Okay? Now, I know she's going to make up an excuse saying, oh, well, the protesters were rioting and I couldn't. No, shut the heck up with that, Hillary Clinton. Ma'am, all she had to do was call in for her conference call, because that's what it was today about. And she was, and now I saw another news article on somebody else's live stream. I won't say who, but that mainstream media said that Hillary Clinton is to testify. So she has no choice but to testify about these emails that she had hidden, all 33,000 of them, okay? Now, what Hillary Clinton is trying to do is take over the world again, and of course she can't do it because she's been out of office for years. That means she's no longer Secretary of State. She's no longer government official, nothing. She's been out of office for years. So this is why she thinks she's going to get away with it again, but she can't. This is why this George Floyd thing was a distraction. If you want to show your Instagram followers that you are committed to being actively anti-racist and that you stand on the anti-racist side of history, that's great, and you should. But Instagram is not simply a feed, it's also an archive, as you always should. Take a moment to consider the implications of what you post, especially now when black people like George Floyd, Ahmaud Arbery, and Breonna Taylor are dying at the hands of the police, and peaceful protesters are being shot at, run over by, and abused by a violent militarized police force. Now, yes, we know police brutality is real because there are bad police officers in the police force. They need to get out. But the mayor and the governors, who are shadow governments, don't want to get rid of them. They say, okay, yeah, we're going to let you kill these people, this and that. And they don't give a crap. They want people to die. Wake up, America. Your governors and your mayors are killers, allegedly. They do not care at all about you or your life. And if you think white people don't get killed, guess again, because we do get killed too. Because there are police that are bad, corrupt, the government is corrupt, everything is corrupt, and it all has to go. And yet every year you keep voting these evil people in, and you don't care if they kill you. Hashtag Blackout Tuesday may seem well intentioned, but there is some conflicting discourage happening. Not everyone is on the same page about what it means to use the hashtag while posting a field of black on their feed. Yes, so hashtag Blackout Tuesday may seem well intentioned, but that means, yes, solidarity with other people. But the real reason is that the what do you call those antagonizers, the organized criminals? They're trying to scrub the internet of all the criminal activity they got on there. That's what they are really. That's what Blackout Tuesday is really for, to scrub out all of the criminal activity on the internet. And when they can't get it all out, some of it is left behind, literally. And if you think I'm lying, try me and find out. These terrorist groups, allegedly, they're the ones that are trying to scrub everything off the internet. And you know how hard it is to scrub everything off the internet? It's not easy getting everything off the internet that they're doing. All the criminal activities is on there, and they're trying to scrub it all off so they don't get caught with it. But guess what? It's already too late. They've been caught with some of it. Black Lives Matter's been hijacked by George Soros. Antifa's been hijacked by George Soros. The Klansmen are hijacked by George Soros. Shall I keep going with this? And of course, as you can see here, there's the Instagram user go by the name of Cryptic. Instagram users are posting black squares and tagging 10 friends. So, and it's on it says that's enough activism for today. So you know this is symbolic. This SpongeBob, and I'm glad I don't even watch them because it's a corny cartoon. It's a corny cartoon. Oh, this ain't on Instagram. This is on Twitter. I'm sorry. Here's another one on Twitter. A person named called Nope. I know y'all mean well, but bro, saying stop posting for a day is the worst idea ever. Well, hey, if you want to take action, you have to be anti-racist, which takes effort, resources, and time. Posting a black square and nothing else can be construed as an empty performative gesture rather than a legitimate act of solidarity with those who are suffering right now. So, yeah, you know, there are a lot of people that are suffering right now because of what is going on. Curfews are now here. Martial laws coming in place. Everything. You can't even go out after a certain time because of these alleged terrorist groups. Bill de Blasio in New York City don't want to bring in the National Guard, so he's going to let that city burn. And he doesn't care if it does. He don't care. Andrew Cuomo's full of hot air. I already know because he's a moron as it is. He doesn't care either. He wants New York State to burn. And if you don't get rid of these corrupt government officials, they are going to keep doing what they're going to do. And then what's going to happen to you after that? Oppression is already here for blacks, white, Puerto Ricans, and all colors of the rainbows because of these corrupt governments. Consider your audience. Imagine someone who's not familiar with this trend or hashtag. They log on to Instagram and they scroll only to see black posts after black, or no, blank posts after blank posts, my bad. They took to the captions for more information on why suddenly everyone from brands like Fenty to celebrities like the Kardashians to even your regular non-famous friends is posting a black square. They click the hashtag Blackout Tuesday, and what do they see? There's likely not going to be a lot of information there on what this hashtag means and why it's being used used just in an endless loop of the same thing. That's confusing for someone who may not even know what the purpose of this hashtag was to begin with, and infuriating for someone who's logging onto Instagram to discover valuable information about the protest. So yeah, you have to consider your audience, okay? Imagine someone who's not familiar with this trend or hashtag. So in other words, you got to explain it to them. They log onto Instagram and they scroll only to see blank posts after blank posts. They look to the captions for more information, and of course it's hard to find more information about it because it's not that there's not that much information about it, so you got to explain it to them on why suddenly everyone from brands like Fenty to celebrities like the Kardashians, which I cannot stand the Kardashians at all, to even your regular non-famous friends is posting a black square. So you really got to explain all of it to your children or whoever to make them understand what Blackout Tuesday is, because right now it's hard to find any information too much about it. Many of these posts feature the hashtag Black Lives Matter hashtag in the caption. That hashtag is an identifying link that compiles information for activists looking to update one another on the protests and provide educational resources on the subject. People are trying to find information on hashtag Black Lives Matter, and they either can't or it's becoming more difficult to find because that hashtag is clogged up with plain black squares that don't share resources associated with the movement in the caption. Of course not, because the internet is being scrubbed. Literally. That's why these alleged terrorist groups are scrubbing the internet, so they don't want you to know what their criminal activities were. Why do you think George Soros is funding all this garbage? Hello, think about it. Transparency is needed right now, and it would be counterproductive to be silent, especially since it's a primary election day in Pennsylvania, Iowa, Maryland, and many more states. It should also be noted that the President of the United States has threatened to invoke the Insurrection Act of 1807, which would deploy active duty military to police American cities. If this happens, and people on the streets bear witnesses to this and share photographic evidence on social media, there needs to be space for all of us to see what happens. We can't see that if the relevant associated hashtags are filled with black squares. Yes, so transparency is needed. All right, and of course, everybody's attacking Donald Trump, the mainstream media, the liberals, the cabals, everybody, because they're making him look bad, and he's not doing nothing wrong. He's doing what he's supposed to be doing. Now, I know a lot of you saw him with the Bible in his hand, yes, and guess what? The deep state don't like that. They're mad about it. And you know what Donald Trump was thinking in his mind? He said, screw the deep state. I don't care what you demons think. That's what he was thinking about when he was carrying a Bible in his hand yesterday, and I know you all saw it. Those of you who didn't, go look for it. You'll find it. Believe me. He doesn't want nothing to do with this deep state. That's why he's fighting them all by himself. He has no help whatsoever. He's doing it all by himself, and he is doing what he can to help the Americans too, all by himself. You don't see nobody with him but him, by himself. The hashtag Blackout Tuesday was started by two black music executives as a social media initiative for members of the music industry to address the ways in which the industry has capitalized off of black culture while benefiting from white supremacy to protect and empower the black communities that have made them disproportionately wealthy in ways that are measurable and transparent. It was also originally known by another hashtag the show must be paused, which was an initiative to get people to put a hold on their business as usual, programming on their social media feeds. This means getting a hold on regular posts like throwbacks to vacations you can't take right now because we're living in the middle of a pandemic, or the breakfast you made for yourself this morning. It does not mean encouraging complete silence in a movement where what every single one of us needs to be doing is using our voices as loudly as we can to demand change. Well, you know how hard it is to demand change when you got these crooked governments in there, but you keep voting them in every year. That's why you will never get a change. You keep voting the same people in every year. Change the voting. Excuse me for my coughing. Stop voting in the same people every year, because the more you keep doing it, the more you're not going to have anything. They're going to do everything they can to take your rights away. Do you want that? No, I don't think you want that. These shadow governments are evil. That's what they are. And the more you keep voting them year after year after year after year, the more you're not going to have nothing. The police is corrupt. The government is corrupt. The mayors and governors are corrupt. Everything is corrupt because of them. They don't care who they hurt or anything. Now, I just read somewhere that a Minneapolis police department is being sued. And I was like, oh, good, it's about time. It was about time the Minneapolis Police Department got sued because of the corrupt police force. Think about it. Now, hashtag the show must be paused, which was an initiative to people to put a hold on their business as usual. Well, you don't really have to put a hold on your business. Come on now. Programming on their social media feeds. This means putting a hold on regular posts like throwbacks to vacations can't take right now because we're living in the middle of a pandemic. Well, let me tell you something. The pandemic is a false flag. Wake up. This whole George Floyd thing is also a hoax. George Soros. Think about it. You better start linking everything to George Soros. Because if you don't, then you're going to keep living this lie over and over and over again, because you're already brainwashed by the mainstream media, who never tells the truth. They only show violence and destruction. That's all they show. They don't care about the good stuff that people are doing or anything like that. They don't care. They're glad this is happening. How are you going to sit up here and believe everything what the mainstream media tells you? Turn the TV off, literally, or change it to another channel, literally. They're never going to tell you the truth. Now, I saw a live stream this afternoon. I'm not going to say who because of privacy concerns. That person was still in Minneapolis today. A woman had lost her business, all right? Looters broke into her business still, even though it was boarded up, and she was devastated. And it was also burnt too, but the looters still broke in and stole stuff from her business. You know how sickening that is? Wendy's is gone. Target is gone because that's the main headquarters in Minneapolis, Minnesota in 1962 because that's where it started at. Now they're closing 105 stores temporarily because of the rioting that is going on. And and it's not fair that the Target has to close, but it's a corporation store. It's a corporate. Think about it. Where are people going to go to get their medicines? Where are people going to go to get their food in Minneapolis? Think about it. How sickening this is. And if you want to know what Democrat means, it means demonic ruler. Yeah, think about that. If you're someone who doesn't want to see what's going on and all you want is for your Instagram is to go back to Jim's selfies and front facing comedy videos because you are tired of seeing people post about their outrage or their educational findings, then seeing a bunch of black squares might be an easy way for you to feel relief. But think about who doesn't get to opt out or take a break from thinking about all of that. Black people, it is a lived reality to be consistently reminded of the violent nature of the police. Just think about how taxing that is compared to how uncomfortable you might be from seeing updates on a few days worth of protests. Yeah, so that's what it is. It is a lived reality to be constantly reminded of the violent nature of the police. And here you're paying taxes for the police to beat you? Are you kidding me? I wouldn't even pay 1 red cent for I wouldn't even pay no taxes for the police to go beat up on people. Good thing I'm not a registered voter, and good thing I don't have a job. Because I wouldn't want to be responsible for all of this garbage that is going on. And this is where your taxes are going? To the corrupt police to beat you? Seriously? You better get it together and stop all this mess. Because if you don't, it's going to be too late. I've seen a video on Twitter where a retired police officer was dead on the ground, blood coming out of him, literally. Think about it. It's because of the rioters and the looters that are doing this. And yet people are getting blamed. It doesn't matter if you're black, white, Puerto Rican, Asian, whatever color you are. You are, as soon as the rioters and looters leave state that they do not live in, The patriots get blamed for it. And then you wonder why the police, and then you wonder why you're put into curfews and martial law after that. You got no choice now but martial law and curfew because of what these rioters are doing to you. You need to stand up against these corrupt shadow governments, because if you don't, they're going to keep messing with you. And then what are you going to do? And don't say I didn't warn you. Seeing that same black square over and over again, especially if there are no links to resources in the comments or tag of the photo, also gets repetitive to the point where it feels numbing to look at, and ultimately bores the person doing the scrolling so much that they just put the phone down. Instagram and Twitter should be flooded with resources and calls to action for much longer than just a few days. Meme account at Pages Fantasy World has a great explainer for this on her Instagram stories and grid. Yes, so they so seeing some black squares over and over again, I know it gets tiring to see it, but on Instagram, but I mean, then it's just like, where does it ever end at? Oh, here we go. Here I came across some puppies finally. Yeah, well, because you're getting tired of seeing these black squares over and over again. People don't really want to see that too much. But it's no shame of taking down the black squares. It's not. Not for Blackout Tuesday. Know the real reason of why Black Tuesday is. Yes, it is for solidarity for the black and whites and Puerto Ricans and whoever else to come together. That I know. But when you got these corrupt police officers that are going around here beating everybody to death just about, then you wonder why people are fighting back. This is the Great Awakening right now. People are waking up, except for the sheeple who don't care if they get beat or enslaved with martial law and curfews. Leave them alone. Don't even say nothing to them. Let them stay asleep. They want to stay that way, that's their problem. But don't come to us saying, oh, we need help up. Nope, get out of my face. I don't care about you sheeples. You want to stay asleep? That's your business. But don't come over here to me saying, oh, you need my help, this and that. Nope, I ain't going to help you because I warned you and I told you. Here's this person's Instagram account. All right, and what this person has posted was, this is another example of how Black lives and Black pain are transformed into abstract symbols that suppress our humanity. Vital information and vital images are being shared on social media and have been in large part of the catalyst for action. Today should have been a day to announce action, not think about action. I can't stop being black today, so we shouldn't stop making noise. So this is what the person posted on her Twitter account. This is her Twitter account of what she is saying. All right. And yes, you should raise your voices. Raise your voice against police brutality, because they are not allowed to be beating you for any reason. They have no right to do that. Get rid of the corrupt police, get rid of the corrupt shadow governments, and rebuild the entire system. Rebuild it. Get rid of all of them. All of the evil, corrupt system, and rebuild with the good system. Forget about the bad one. If you're sharing something on social media right now and you think that posting the virtue signal instead of broadcasting resources on how to protest, donate, or vote is an act of solidarity, then that's a willfully ignorant person to take a position to take. It's especially infuriating to see that post from someone who wanted, or I mean, I'm sorry, who waited until now to speak out and thought of a black square hashtag was hashtag Blackout Tuesday would be enough. Social media can be a powerful tool for peaceful protest and activism, and unwittingly censoring black voices from being amplified on the platform, especially because the algorithm is often going to promote posts with trending hashtags towards the top of the feed is harmful. How is it harmful? I like to hear this one. How is it harmful if people are doing this in solidarity? And you got the ignorant people saying all this crap? Excuse me? This, when people are coming to solidarity, that means they're standing together. The ignorant people, they don't care. As I said, the sheeple could stay asleep and stay stupid all their life. That's how they want to. That's how they want to live. That's their problem. But don't make it our problem, all you ignorant people. Because you know what? You have done so much trouble for us good people that we have to fight back all the time. And I'm a Caucasian because I fight back and I tell the truth about anything what the stupid mainstream media is not telling you. Because the mainstream media is hiding everything, hiding all the truth. And then you got to go look for it. The mainstream media is not going to tell you the good things. They're just a bunch of liars who don't give a damn about you. Mainstream media is about destruction and chaos. That's all it is. And here you're brainwashed to believing all the lies. Why don't you learn the real truth of what's really going on? Here's what you can post instead. Books you recommended people read to learn about or learn how to become actively anti-racist and engaged in politics that support the Black Lives Matter movement. Phone numbers and emails of elected officials you want people to contact and demand change from. Think about whose voices you are centering. You could even post an archival photo of a protest if that is in line with the message you're sending. The bottom line is, remember, Instagram is a visual platform. When you see the same black square over and over again, ask yourself, what does that actually encourage you, the person with the phone in your hand, to do? It's certainly a symbolic gesture, and symbols have a place in activism. But right now, what's needed is action and sharing a simple black square symbolizing your position as someone who condemns racism isn't enough. Yeah, so you got to ask yourself that question literally. All right, and this is, and you got to ask yourself, what does that actually encourage you, the person with the phone in your hand, to do? That means you get on the phone, cuss out your mayor or your alleged governor, and tell them that you want to change. Use your voice. Your voice is powerful. Don't let these cowards tell you what to do or what you can and cannot do. The curfew is a joke to me, actually. The curfew is nothing but a joke. That's all it is. But since martial law is here and curfews are here, Thanks a lot, you evil demons who don't care if people are getting beat up by the police. If you've already posted your black square and you had good intentions with doing so, there is no harm in taking it down, admitting your mistake in the caption, and sharing some resources on how people can actually do something real to help. Yes, so if you already posted it, yes, you did have good intentions with doing so, but there is no harm of taking it down, so you can take it down. But when it now the electric officials, they are evil. They're corrupt, and they do not care about you. You got to use your voice to yell at them, to tell them what you want done. If you want the corrupt police to go, tell them, get them out of here, because they do not belong on the police force. They should have did background checks on the police force, say who, to make sure if any of them are a alleged Klans member. And if they are, they should have gone a long time ago, because there's too many of them on the police force that are the alleged Klans member. This is why they're beating on you. And you allow this? Are you kidding me? And every time the cops see me outside, they don't touch me because I'm Caucasian, but still, they could beat me if they wanted to, but they won't. Because they know I give them the evil look. I don't put up with nothing. I don't put up with nothing. This is why I don't listen to the shadow governments. I undermine them all the time because they're not my boss at all. I could care less about them. They go their way, I go my way. That's how it's always going to be. This has gone too far with these alleged, with these stupid shadow governments. You're allowing them to beat you. You're allowing them to do whatever you want them to do to you. Wake the heck up. But you can't fix the stupid sheeple to wake up, because they want to stay asleep for the rest of their lives and enjoy the beatings and enjoy the enslavement with martial law and curfews. The sheeple does. Those of you that are awake, I'm glad you are awake. Don't try to convince the sheeple nothing, because they're going to learn the hard way. And when they do, they're going to come running and say, oh, help us, help us. Nope, I ain't helping you. Get out my face. Go kiss a pickle somewhere, because you ain't getting nothing. You ain't getting no help from me. No, I tried to warn you this and that about this and that. No, you don't want the help, so get out of my face. That's all I'm going to tell you. Sheeples. Leave your comments below. I am out.